our definition, or my definition of mass timber, is an engineered timber product, so a glue-lam or a cross-laminated timber, CLT, or an LVL, a laminated veneer lumber. So these are highly engineered, using glue and engineered timber for structural purposes. About 6 to 12 months ago, several leading developers that we work with on a regular basis, have done for many, many years, gave us the idea that we would set up a forum inviting predominantly developers, because they were all interested in doing mass timber, for a number of reasons, but one of the main reasons was because of the sustainable benefits of doing that, in terms of trying to get to carbon neutral, and that we might get all of the stakeholders together, so people from the insurance industry, people from the fire engineering industry, sustainability, structures, MEP, acoustics, quantity surveyors, project managers, and that we would set up a structured eight series of subjects, essentially. So the team here, Matt Holman, myself, Laura Wibley, Jack Lewis and Jess Pennell, we basically got together and we started to script it, write it, reach out, form the panels themselves. And now we've just finished the third one, which was on fire engineering, and we've got another 6 to go. Absolutely, yeah. We've actually, the whole forum so far, as I say, we're only 3 in, so we did an introduction session. We did one with the insurance industry, and about a week ago we finished the fire one, and our next one's on sustainability. And the whole series so far has exceeded our expectations. We always knew we were going to get some interesting findings, but to give you some examples, the insurers, even though we found that our worlds are intrinsically linked, actually there was a slight disconnect between all of us and the insurance market itself, and understanding their needs and things that affect their premiums and how they view risks. And there's certainly something that's definitely come out of that, is that we all need to share information better amongst ourselves, and we need to do more testing and more research, and we need to create more guidance and best practice, so that, using competent designers and competent people in those stakeholder groups, so that we know what we're doing. Every time someone picks up a project, they know what they're going from there. I suppose a positive challenge is that they're trying to get to decarbonise as much as possible. So they want to use timber. There's definitely an aspiration to incorporate it. But like all materials, there's strengths and weaknesses. So it's important that you don't force a square into the wrong hole, if you like. So it's about getting the right design team on board, competent people across all disciplines, make sure we pick up the right information, and we design using mass timber to its strengths, not its weaknesses, and good practice, good guidance are really, really important to that. So I think for them, it's about surrounding themselves with the best people. It's about making sure they access the right information, and design buildings that work really well with mass timber. I think the STA and TRADA and the Timber Trade Federation are doing exactly the right thing already. They're working together, so they're not working against each other. They're reaching out to all the different disciplines, the different stakeholders, the insurance industry, to the developers, to the funders, all the way through down to the suppliers and the subcontractors. They're carrying out research to help give us the information that can help make informed decisions. The Special Interest Group and the work that's been doing on fire research is a key example of that. It's about disseminating that information, as I say, writing best practice guides, good guidance, talking to building control, making this information legislation if that's required, writing them into building regulations. I think also the last the fire panel we had, the fire testing and building control panel we had in the forum, that was really fascinating, because we had senior members of the building control on the panel. We also had the London Fire Brigade listening in. They're really, really keen to learn as well. And I think the SDA is just about bringing all of those stakeholders together. And I think also getting younger people involved is quite important as well, because we find that they are just as interested in this as the current generation. And the more we teach them, they can take that enthusiasm on, and hopefully we'll be in a lot better position in 10 years' time in terms of our learnings and best practice. I think certainly how sustainable it is as a material is very, very interesting. It certainly is one of the most sustainable materials that are available in terms of embodied carbon. But it's not just about embodied carbon, it's also about health and well-being. I think it's no surprise that some of the first mass timber projects in the UK that were built were schools and academies, and they were factoring that in, and now we're starting to see it find its way into offices and resi. And I think that certainly the sustainability, the sustainable aspect of mass timber is the greatest opportunity. But also, we're living in a pandemic, hopefully post-pandemic world. There's never been a greater opportunity to adopt off-site manufacture. It's something the government have certainly been pushing forward for many years, and hopefully, if there is some small benefits from what we've been going through for the last 6 to 12 months, it's the utilisation of off-site manufacture, and mass timber is exactly that. It's built in a factory safe environment where everything is controlled and everything is carefully considered. There's any wastage is reused. I think there's a big picture, a big story behind that, and that should be part of why people choose using mass timber. I think the future is bright. I don't think we're going to be building all of our buildings out of mass timber. I think we have to be realistic about that. But I think we're going to, you'll be cycling to work one day or cycling through parts of London and the UK, and you're going to see lots of mass timber buildings going up. And I think lots of people will be like, oh, that's not something I've seen before. And I think perhaps in 10, 15 years, we'll see them being a lot more commonplace. So again, I would say it's not if, it's when. I think it's a pretty exciting time. I think we should design for timber buildings in the right place. So yeah, I think it's a pretty exciting future really.